Welcome to today's market report.
Global equity markets rose while US yields were lower on Thursday after lower than expected private payrolls data stirred hopes that the American economy was likely cooling and the Federal Reserve might be persuaded to modify its aggressive stance on interest rates and inflation. The ADP National Employment Report on Thursday showed that private payrolls rose by 128,000 jobs in May, which was much lower than the consensus estimate of 300,000 jobs, and it suggested that the demand for labor was starting to slow. If the private payrolls data is reaffirmed by the Labor Department's more comprehensive jobs report on Friday, then the Fed would be unlikely to continue its pace of rate hikes, according to economists. Essentially, bad news is good news, and good news is bad news. That means the economy is maybe cooling a little bit, and the Fed can maybe calm down on their hikes because it is essentially controlling everything right now. The MSCI World Equity Index, which tracks shares in 50 countries, was up 1.42%. The Pan-European Stock 600 Index gained 0.57%. US Treasury yields pulled back from recent highs ahead of the closely watched employment report and what it could indicate about the possible trajectory of interest rates. Two Fed officials reiterated on Thursday that the US Central Bank would likely continue raising rates at a fast pace unless it sees a moderation in inflation. Benchmark 10-year notes were trading down at 2.9%, with 2-year notes also down at 2.6%. The S&P and the Dow Jones rallied from earlier session losses and closed higher, with stocks in technology, consumer discretionary, communication services and financial sectors leading the rebound. The Dow Jones rose 1.33%, the S&P gained 1.84%, the Nasdaq added 2.69%. Oil prices settled higher after US crude inventories fell more than expected amid high demand for fuel, and OPEC Plus agreed to boost crude output to compensate for a drop in Russian production. GBP/USD portrays the typical pre-NFP trading low as buyers and sellers jostle around the 125.80 level, while Euro-dollar was bid at 107.45.
This is today's market news. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.